You tried to succeed in something that you really cared about, but you failed. Even though you gave your 100%, 120%, you still failed, and you keep trying, and you keep failing, to the point that now you see yourself as a failure, as a loser, either consciously or unconsciously, because let me tell you, if it wasn't the case, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. And I know how it feels. And if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't be filming this video. So I know how it feels to have heard all your life that you're talented in something, that you're good at something, so you give it a try. You feel like, you think that you're gonna succeed, like it can't be that hard. If others can do it, I can do it too. But you fail. You fail, and that makes you feel like a failure. And that's how I felt. I felt like a failure until I came to this simple realization that losing doesn't make you a loser. And in this video, I decided to separate the things that I've learned with failing and things that I really cared about, and the lessons that I have learned and that family members have taught me that has made me who I am today, and that makes me get back up on my feet no matter how many times I fell in something. And this is what I am going to share with you. You know how the saying of this channel goes, happy girls knows how to enjoy the process. So with the lesson of today, let's get closer to becoming her. Welcome to Becoming Her episode 2. Now we'll jump right into it. So the first lesson that I want to share with you, you may have heard it a lot of times. Actually, it would surprise me if you have never heard that, but keep listening, because this lesson is really important and something that you have to apply to your life to understand that losing doesn't make you a loser. So it goes that way. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, but what does is how many times you get back up. And there's a reason why people share this with us again and again, because even though maybe there's someone who succeeds in something that you have been trying to do for an entire year, who succeeded in a month, it doesn't make you less good than this person. Like it's not an excuse to keep failing. Even that if you keep failing, you decide to stay on the ground, you still need to get back up. Because, for example, it's not everybody who's going to succeed like this. No matter how long it takes, and no matter how many times you fail at something, you have to get back up to end it with a success. But there's something that is super important with how you get back up and what you do after you get back on your feet. But we'll talk about this in the fourth point, which is the last point. So keep watching, because it's super important, because it's not just about getting back up and like doing stuff, but there's something that you really need to be careful with when you get back up on your feet. But we'll talk about this in the fourth point. So let's continue on this subject. So you can fail at something 20 times, 30 times. But the thing is, if you really care about and you care about your vision, you still need to get back on your feet. The only time that you truly fail, and that I would consider someone being a loser or a failure, I would consider myself being a loser and a failure, is if I stay on the ground when I fail, when it's about something that I really care about. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like, oh, I get back up and yes, I have my energy and my motivation, I keep going. No, it's normal to feel frustrated and sad about failing. And this is actually the second point that we're going to talk about. It's okay to get frustrated when losing you care that much. Now, for this subject, for this point, I have a small, quick story time to share. So when I entered CEGEP, sometimes I would get grades that I didn't like. Compared to when I was in high school, I was used to have like my A's and A+. And then I went to CEGEP and I had grades that I was not used to. And to protect my emotions, I had this defense mechanisms. So what I would tell myself is that I don't care that much. I don't care that much. So when I would receive a grade that I didn't like, I would just be like, oh, I don't care that much. It's okay. So I wouldn't feel frustrated or really sad about it. I just wouldn't care that much, you know? But the mistake that I did is that I applied this in a lot of things in my life. So now I didn't care that much about anything that I was doing. But this is a long story time, so we'll get back into the subject. But what I'm trying to make, the link that I'm trying to make, is that now I'm letting myself feeling my emotions. And this is actually the third point, but I'm letting myself, like, I know I care that much about stuff. I care that much about the things that I am doing. I care that much about my visions, and I know where I want to get. So of course, when things don't work my way, or I had a plan for things to arrive a certain way and I wanted to succeed in this thing and I don't, of course I'm gonna feel frustrated and I'm gonna feel sad. But I mean, be frustrated, be sad for 15 minutes, an hour, like the time that you need. But what is important is what you do after. So you can't stay in this mental state. You gotta get back on your feet. You got to get back to this good energy, right? You can't stay in a mental state of feeling sad and frustrated. But it's normal to feel like this because you care that much. And this have a huge connection with our third point that we're gonna talk about, and it's something that I really take to my heart, that is really important, because it's something that my parents always remind me, but my mother always tell me and remind me every single time I get in this self-destructive mode because I failed at something. And the third point is that feel your emotions, but don't let them control you. So as I was saying, it's totally normal if you feel frustrated or sad or angry for not succeeding about something. And for me personally, how I get is that exactly I feel those emotions and then I'm mad at myself for feeling this emotion because I'm in like this self-destructive mode. And you know, when you're trying to work on yourself and you see like you're not going on the direction that you want to go, of course you're gonna get mad at yourself. So it gets to a point that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm so mad at myself. I don't even deserve to eat because I failed at this thing. I don't even deserve this thing. I should stop everything that I'm doing because I'm not even good at it. And you know, you just get in this self-destructive mode. And one thing for me that I often do is, like I mentioned, I feel like I'm not worthy of eating. I shouldn't eat. Like if I want to make myself suffer for not have like succeed in this thing that I wanted to do. Now, I don't know if you have something like that too, like when you're mad at yourself. And if you do, I'm asking you to write it in the comments and to leave it behind. Just detach yourself from it, leave it behind, leave it in this video. This is not something that you will do again in your journey of becoming her, because losing doesn't make you a loser. So I want you to leave this thing behind. For me, is when I feel like I can't eat, I'm not worthy of eating, I shouldn't eat. So this is what I am leaving behind. Now share with us what you are leaving behind, and let's continue. So exactly, so what is important here is to feel your emotions but not let them control you. So I'm angry, so I decide to not eat because I'm angry at myself, to have failed. So literally I'm letting my emotions, feeling angry, control like my outside. So everything comes from the inside, right? But you shouldn't lie to yourself and not feel your emotions. Like I said, you care that much, so you feel that way, but you have to keep control and keep doing what you gotta do. You feel your emotions, but you keep going. You don't lie to yourself because it will catch up to you. And exactly this thing about not lying to yourself about how you feel, about what you think, have a huge link with the fourth point. Now, we said in the beginning, the fourth point is really, it regroups everything that we talked about. All the other points that we talked about, it's like a resume. So the fourth point is learn from your fails. So what we said is that it's not important how many times you fail, but how many times you get back up, right? But it's not just about getting back up. It's about getting back up and learning from the mistakes that made you fail in the first place. So it's like if you're learning to ride a bicycle, or a baby learning how to walk. Like, of course, when you first learn to walk, you're not sure, you might fail a lot of times because it's your first time, right? Or when you ride a bicycle. So we'll take the bicycle example to keep it simple, but you ride a bicycle for the first time, and you know, you have to keep your body centered, but you don't really know how to, so you fail. You fail. And maybe you hurt yourself. Now you have two choices. Yes or yes. If you have the rest, perfect. But now you have two choices. Either you stay on the ground because you got hurt, you don't want to try again, or you get back up. And what are you going to do? Are you going to get back up and get back on the bicycle and still like be a wavy like this to fall again? No, you know that it's because you were like this that you failed. So the next time that you're going to get back on this bicycle, you're going to try and keep your body centered. And maybe it's not going to be perfect. Maybe you're going to fall again, but then you're going to practice to always keep your body centered, and eventually you won't fall. You're gonna stay on the bicycle and keep riding. You know what I mean? So it's super important in everything in your life, everything that you do, even if things don't work out your way, stay consistent and always improve yourself and learn from your previous mistakes, because that's what is going to make the difference. Because if you keep getting back up but you still make the same mistakes, of course, like, you're not advancing, of course. But when you learn from your mistakes, no matter how long it takes, you will eventually reach your goals. So now we went through everything that I wanted to share through this episode. So for me, it's really important. I'm just gonna say again everything if you want to note them, to like not forget that losing doesn't make you a loser, to have a little reminder. I'm gonna repeat them so you can all write them out. So the first thing, I'm gonna read them because my memory is not that good. So the first one was, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, but what does is how many times you get back up. It's okay to get frustrated when losing. You care that much. Feel your emotions, but don't let them control you, and learn from your fails. So those are really like 4 lessons that I have learned through this process of trying and failing and trying and failing again. And what helps me to get back up every single time. And I have a short story that I haven't shared, but I don't want this video to be too long, so it will be in my Becoming Her tea time in my vlog coming next week. So you can watch it there. It's about how I failed my driver's license and what I've learned from it. So you can subscribe and wait for this video for the Becoming Her tea time that will be in the vlog. If you like this type of video and if you like this Becoming Her content, well, do subscribe, do join the family. Here we're all about making content about creativity, purpose, and self-improvement. We're all about this. It's centered about this, growing, becoming her, and just advancing in life. If this is something that you're interested in and that you like, do join the family, bestie, and I welcome you. And if you don't know what to watch, you can also watch my video that I did last week that was Becoming Her, the first episode all about growing up and adulting and quarter life crisis. It was pretty nice to film. I think it's pretty interesting. If you're in that quarter life crisis, you can go and watch it. The link will be in the description. And on that, I'll see you besties in the next one. Thank you for watching till here. And don't forget, happy girls knows how to enjoy the process. See you in the next one. Bye bye.